Frosty the snowman was a jolly happy soul, with a corncob pipe and a button nose, and 2 eyes made out of coal. That is my dramatic edition of the start of the Frosty the Snowman song. What'd you guys think? I've already sang the song today in a supplemental earlier on. It's Frosty the Snowman Day, basically, here on the Lego Lover 117 YouTube channel, so I gotta sing it twice. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to Home Media Reviews. I am now fully in the holiday spirit. It is finally December. My own Christmas tree is up in my room. I haven't had a Christmas tree in my room in years. We've always just had a big tree downstairs, but I decided to clear out some space. Here's a picture of it. It looks great. I'm in the holiday spirit, y'all. It's time to watch some Christmas movies. And what better way to celebrate the holiday season than talk about the weird, semi-sequel, Peanuts-inspired Frosty the Snowman movie, Frosty Returns. A television special that I haven't seen since I was a kid. I'm holding off on my opinions for right now, but let me just say, wow, that was interesting. So without further ado, let's move right along to the history section of Frosty Returns. So Frosty Returns has a bit of a rocky history. It starts on December 1st, 1992, when Frosty Returns first aired on CBS, the same channel that Frosty the Snowman aired on years earlier. I did not see this when it first aired. I wasn't born yet. This was actually the year my parents got married, 1992, so I didn't get to see this when it first aired. I owned the VHS copy from, I think, 1999, I believe, which we'll talk about that later on, but I primarily grew up watching this on VHS. I never saw it airing on television, probably because it wasn't too popular and it wasn't received very well. The original VHS for Frosty Returns hit the market in 1993. I do not have an exact date for that. Couldn't find it anywhere online. Pretty quick, though, getting a VHS of this out the very next year after it airs on network television. Props to CBS for that. This is the VHS that I owned. The 1999 re-release from the Little Golden Books collection. If you watched the supplemental on Frosty the Snowman on VHS that aired earlier on today, you know that I love these Little Golden Book VHS tapes. These were some of my favorite childhood releases to watch around Christmas time. They have a permanent spot in my brain for nostalgia. That's how much I love these things. And I didn't realize that until I popped in Frosty the Snowman to actually, capture footage for it for the HMR. And, something was unlocked. Something was just tucked away in my brain. It had been there since I was a kid. I'd forgotten about it. And then the second I popped that VHS in and the logo for the Little Golden Books company popped up, I was transformed into a 5-year-old. Don't mind me, just had to take a little sip from my Mountain Dew Purple Thunder, not sponsored, but available exclusively at Circle K. Not a bad flavor. Anyway, let's move right along to the DVD versions of Frosty Returns. November 14th, 2000 brings us Frosty the Snowman on DVD, featuring Frosty Returns. Yeah, poor Frosty Returns is gonna get relegated to basically being a bonus feature throughout most of this history section. I'm just going to go ahead and warn you now. October 18th, 2005 brings us The Legend of Frosty the Snowman on DVD. This, of course, included The Legend of Frosty, the original Frosty, and Frosty Returns. I don't know anything about The Legend of Frosty the Snowman. Is that any good? Frosty Returns was also available in a double feature DVD pack with the original Frosty. Surprise, surprise. this released on September 4th, 2007. I haven't talked about this yet, but the original Christmas Classics collection on steroids was also released on September 4th, 2007 on DVD. I won't go into too much detail about this set until we actually talk about it on Blu-ray, which will be in just a couple of releases. October 12, 2010 brings us the original Christmas Classics on Blu-ray. This included Frosty the Snowman, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Santa Claus is Coming to Town, and Frosty Returns. November 4th, 2012 brings us the original Christmas Classics on steroids on Blu-ray. This included Frosty, Rudolph, Santa Claus, Frosty Returns, Cricket on the Hearth, The Little Drummer Boy, and Mr. Magoo's Christmas Carol. Yet for some reason, this has the same artwork as the 2010 Blu-ray release, but it doesn't say anything else about adding in all that extra stuff. At least not on the actual artwork. It could have been a sticker on the plastic wrap. Blu-ray.com doesn't have a picture of this sealed, so I don't know. Frosty Returns was then included on the Frosty the Snowman 45th Anniversary Blu-ray. This was released on September 8th, 2015. I promise, guys, soon we'll get to Frosty the Snowman outside of collections, okay? We're coming up on it here in just a little bit. November 17, 2015 brings us the Christmas Classics Anniversary set on Blu-ray. This included the same set of titles from the 2012 Christmas Classics on Steroids set. That's not the official name, but that's what I'm going to call it, because I think it's funny. And finally, on November 5th, 2019, Frosty Returns was finally released on its own outside of VHS, only on DVD. After being stuck in various sets and on its superior older brother's DVDs and Blu-rays, Frosty Returns finally gets released on its own, and it's just a DVD. Kind of lackluster. There is a listing on Blu-ray.com for a Frosty Returns standalone Blu-ray. However, there's no pictures of it, and there's no release date. There's literally nothing on Blu-ray.com that tells me that this exists. There's no artwork, there's no release date, there's no tech specs, there's nothing. You get nothing! You lose! Good day, sir! Kind of a lackluster history section for Frosty Returns. I would have thought at least it would have gotten one other release just on its own outside of 2 VHS tapes and a DVD, but here we are. It's easily accessible, though. It's available in numerous sets. So chances are, if you have a Christmas Classics set from like 2010 all the way up to 2015, you probably have this already. But that wraps up your history section. Let's move right along to the close-up. Alrighty, everyone. Here's your close-up look at Frosty Returns. We've only got one copy here to look at. This is the Little Golden Book VHS variant of Frosty Returns here. We have this little, it almost looks like a Mattel logo. The original classic Frosty Returns. Hang on. The original classic? You call this a classic? Most people don't even know this exists. This is not an original classic. This is a somewhat half-heartedly created sequel to an actual classic animated feature from the 1970s, 60s, whenever Frosty came out. I don't remember. It's been a while since that HMR aired. But anyway, the original classic? I think not. Frosty Returns in a very basic font there. It's not even centered. Ugh, I don't know. I just don't like that at all. We've got Frosty and the main character that I don't remember what her name is. It's been a while since I've watched this. Yeah, there's Frosty there. I know he's voiced by John Goodman, though, which is crazy. We got Holiday Classics Collection with the little Golden Books logo there, and then this golden trim that you find on all of those golden books. This VHS artwork is fine. It just, I don't know. It doesn't really grab me. It doesn't say, like, this is the return of Frosty the Snowman. It just, yeah, Frosty's back. Whatever. The side, Golden Books logo, Frosty from the front. Portrait taken from the front, I mean. Frosty Returns, Sony Wonder, VHS Hi-Fi Stereo, and your product number down there at the bottom. The back, again with this original classic crap. You got your barcode, Frosty Returns. You have Holly. Okay, that's her name. I just read that. You have your blurb about the release, featuring the voices of Jonathan Winters as the narrator and John Goodman as Frosty the Snowman. A list of other Christmas classics that are also available from Sony and Golden Books. Sony Wonder, Golden Books logo. The other side, it's the exact same. I also forgot to mention that the gold trim continues along the spine. And the top, Frosty Returns, again with the portrait taken from the front. Mine's got a little damage there. I wonder how that happened. Slide the tape out. Wow, that ink label is very basic. Oh, but you can write your name on there. This Golden Book video belongs to nobody, because I never wrote my name on that. So as is customary here on Home Media Reviews, whenever we take a look at a VHS tape, we always play some footage from it. So here's some footage of Frosty Returns on this very VHS.
Charles, please. I just want to warn you, I am very ticklish. You won't feel a thing. That's why it's called magic. There's no such thing as magic. Everything has an explanation. The proper term is science.
Now, don't wiggle. Just close your eyes and relax.
Relax?
It's just your basic everyday cut off your head in 3 strokes handsaw. Now you ready?
Can we at least crack a window? I'm roasting in here.
Now, doesn't that footage just make you want to curl up by the fireplace and just read a wonderful Christmas letter that your great-aunt wrote you, who you only know is alive by the fact that she keeps writing you Christmas letters every year, and you never take the time to actually send her one back? What? No, that's not a commentary on my own life. Great Aunt Ruth, if you're watching this, I know you're alive. So that wraps things up here for the close-up. No menu tour since we only have a VHS tape here, so let's go ahead and head on back and answer the 5 main questions as always. Alright, so we're back from the close-up. Now it's time to answer the 5 main questions as always. Number 1, where can you pick this product up? Shoot, man, one of my half-price books has a couple copies of the 1993 VHS if you want to go and grab that. They're probably only $1 a piece. Amazon, more than likely, or eBay or anything like that. I mean, I don't even think this is streaming anywhere. Hang on, let me do a quick Google search. I don't see it streaming anywhere. Oh, but here's a full upload of it on YouTube. Yeah, just watch this for free on YouTube. So there's that. Yeah, it's not even available on any like streaming service. Unless you count YouTube, which there's like 3 different uploads of this. But hey, if you want a physical copy, go to eBay or Amazon. Number 2, is this product still being printed nowadays? Hell nah. Absolutely not. I would be shocked if this ever got a Blu-ray release just by itself. I think CBS would rather you forget about poor Frosty Returns. Number 3, should you pick this product up? Alright, I've been hyping this up throughout the whole video. What are my thoughts on Frosty Returns? It's not very good. The narrator at the beginning of this makes me question things. He's played by Jonathan Winters, who has a great narrator-style voice. It's very warm and inviting, but I don't know what's up with the narrator in this. In the original, he's just a guy who's like observing the story as it's happening. He may be somewhat present, but you know he's just a guy. He's not magical. There's no supernatural implications there. Here, this narrator is Mr. Conductor-sized and travels on snowflakes. Yeah, that's not odd. That's not odd at all. And it's never explained. We're never told what the narrator's deal is here. Like, why does he know Frosty? Why does it seem like he influences things in the actual story to get the plot going forward? What is his obsession with Coco? What's What's the deal with the narrator? I feel like Jerry Seinfeld. What's the deal with the narrator in Frosty Returns, am I right? You know, when you're watching a Christmas special and then all of a sudden the narrator shows up. Nah, you're in bad shape now, especially if he's flying on a snowflake. You know that can't be trusted. While I was watching this special, I couldn't help but think, these characters look very Peanuts to me. The way that they move, the way that they're drawn, the animation style, it all screams Peanuts. And then I remembered a name that flashed up during the opening credits that I recognized. That name was Bill Melendez. This guy is responsible for many of the classic Peanuts specials, and lo and behold, he produced and directed this television special, so that explains that, I guess. He decided to bring his own Peanut animation style into Frosty the Snowman, and it doesn't really work. Oh, speaking of Frosty, he's just kind of here. There's like no reason for him to be in this special. He just pops up out of nowhere. At least in the original, he's literally created by the children. Here he's just kind of standing there, and then the narrator pops up and starts humming, and for some reason, what's her name, Holly, hears him humming, and then Frosty's like, oh, I guess I should be alive now. Hello, little girl. I'm voiced by John Goodman. Like, another thing, how is he returning? Like, is that just for us to be like, oh, look, Frosty, he's back? Because nobody in this town knows who the hell Frosty the Snowman is. He's like in a brand new town with brand new characters. Like, I will say, though, John Goodman does a pretty good job as Frosty. He hides his regular voice well enough, and Frosty still feels like Frosty. A fun-loving and charming snowman, even if he feels superfluous in his own special. I love Brian Doyle Murray in pretty much anything. That guy has a fantastic voice, and his voice just screams comedy to me. He's fantastic in the ABC sitcom The Middle as Mr. Ellert. Frances! You think you're the first lady I've seen on the John? Mrs. Ellert hasn't shut the door in 30 years. I've got a stain on my tie, and I need you to get it out. Honestly, Frances, what's wrong with you? No, even lately, you've been more useless than usual. He's also great here as the special's villain, Mr. Twitchell. Weird name. His plan is insane, but makes absolutely no sense, but Murray commits to the role. Yeah, so the villain is like, I'm gonna make this thing called Summer Wheeze, and no more snow! That's his entire plot. Also, he thinks they're gonna make him king? How? What? I don't think you can do that, man. Unless for some reason this town is in like a sovereign nation. You can't just declare yourself king of a town. You live in America, dude. I don't understand his plot at all. It's so dumb. Also, he executes people or something? There's like a trap door in his office. We have no idea what happens to that one businesswoman. He drops down the frickin' chute. Like, is she dead? Or was there a nice bundle of pillows just down there, just waiting for her? And then she can turn to the camera and say, did you put all this here for me? Oh, you must have known that I was coming. How kind of you. I like how no one gives Charles the time of day in this special. They all pretty much hate this little guy. Everyone falls asleep during his presentation. Holly leaves him locked in that magic box. Poor guy is just trying to live his life, and the universe is just kicking him every chance he gets. He also can't sing, which I think is hilarious that in universe, they acknowledge that he can't sing. This place is starting to look drier than Miss Carbuncle's knees. That line made me laugh harder than it deserves to. I just thought it was funny. The entire conflict in this entire special is resolved with one song. This is an environmental project that the entire town is in favor of, altering who knows how many natural resources throughout this entire town, but one talking snowman convinces them all to change their minds. Just in the span of 30 seconds, he says, "Let there be snow, let there be snow." And then all the townspeople are like, "Dude, look, a talking snowman. Whoa, we should change our entire philosophy on this." That's the issue with this entire special. It's just too short. I can't believe I'm saying this, but there's too much plot here for just 25 minutes. Frosty literally almost dies, and it's glossed over in 30 seconds because that's all they had to work with. If this was stretched out to maybe 45 minutes or so, it could have worked. You also have to rework the entire special because none of this plot makes any sense, but at least maybe in a longer version, stuff could have been fleshed out more. I still can't believe I'm saying that Frosty Returns has too much plot for 25 minutes. What? Frosty freaking Returns has too much plot. Put that on my tombstone. The music here isn't anything special either. That Let There Be Snow song was kind of good, but the rest of it was just kind of meh. Let there be snow, let there be snow. This kind of weather brings people together so friendships can grow. I mean, it's got a catchy beat, but the song itself is pretty generic. The animation is also really cheap looking in some parts. These backgrounds are minimal and movements aren't fluid like in some other parts of this special. It just doesn't look right. Frosty Returns has some decent ideas and a really talented voice cast that is wasted on a really dumb plot that doesn't make a lot of sense in only 25, maybe even 20 minutes with ads and stuff. It's too short. It's got too much going on here for just 20 minutes. The plot is ridiculous. The animation looks cheap. This is a rushed feeling cheap mess of a TV special, and I can't recommend this. I wanted to like it. I wanted to go in saying, hey, childhood me, let's see if you were right. I wanted childhood me to be so desperately to be right. But nah, this special just ain't it. No, don't watch this. It's not good. Frosty the Snowman deserved so much more out of a sequel, and this one is just black. Number 4, where should you pick this product up? Same answers as number 1. And number 5, what price should you pay? Dude, I don't even know. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't like this special so much, I didn't even do any research on, how much a DVD copy of this goes for, or how much any of that stuff goes for. So I'd say probably, if you want this, the VHS is probably gonna be your best bet. Just get the VHS for $5 off of eBay or something, and then, I don't know, capture it and have a backup of it on your media server. Or, you know what, just watch it for free on YouTube. You remember back when we talked about the original Frosty, I didn't even care much for that one. I mean, I liked it a lot when I was a kid. Nowadays, I don't think it holds up nearly as well as other things do, especially from Rankin Bass, but Frosty Returns, I'd choose the original Frosty over Frosty Returns any day. This special just, it gave me a bad feeling, man. It's just, ugh. That doesn't mean I didn't have great childhood memories watching this VHS, but, oh man, we grow up for a reason. So that wraps up the home media review for Frosty Returns. I will see you guys back here in 2 weeks for the mini-series finale. Yeah, next week is just going to be supplementals. It's going to be The Grinch on VHS, as well as Merry Winter Wish on the show's other series, Thomas and Friends Home Media Review. So if you watch both of those shows, congratulations, you're getting double uploads. But if you only watch one, meh, you're only getting one video. 2 weeks from now is when we'll be covering The Santa Claus on Home Media Reviews. I haven't seen it at the time of recording this. I'm excited to watch it, though. I've heard a lot of great things from some of my pals who have seen it. A friend of mine particularly, who just goes insane for anything Tim Allen, said that this is one of the greatest Christmas movies ever made. That's high praise, and we'll see if I agree with that in 2 weeks. Thank you guys so very much for watching. I will see you all then. Good night, everybody.